Hello everyone, this is Mirkwoodman MV with the RBMK Competitive Officer Corps, and I am here to explain to you the details and rules about the uh, June 2020 RBMK Meltdown event. It is going to be held at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday, June 27th, 2020. So this is the second RBMK Meltdown event that we are hosting. The rules are different than the first event, and the rules are most likely going to be different depending on each event. So these rules are specific for this event for June of the 20th year, and so we're just going to get into it. So there are going to be two different types of teams that are available in this competitive yet casual style of competition. So what we're going to be doing is allowing a solo warrior or a team based on 25 points. So a solo warrior can bring any ship in the game besides a carrier. Carriers are not going to be allowed in this event as we are unable to spend enough time to be able to balance them properly in the game, so it just makes it easier for everyone else. If you enjoy playing a carrier, we are trying to test ways to incorporate carriers in future events, so just stay tuned. We are working on that for you, but at least in this event, they are not allowed. So, like I was saying, Solo Warrior can bring any type of ship, any tier that they want to, but they are going to be most likely bringing a tier 9 or 10, as the rest of the teams are not allowed to bring that. Solo Warrior can bring any ship. The other teams that are not going to be Solo Warrior, which is going to be the majority of the teams, will have a total of 25 points to build their team, with the conditions of maximum tier per ship is a tier 8, and only one battleship, and no duplicate ships. So I have on the screen a few examples of what that means. So each point means the number of tiers of a ship. So Bismarck here is 8 points, same as the Chapayev, same as the Bensev. This team is a team of 24. Now, they can't take a tier 9 because we've capped the team limit at 8. So even though it'd be nice to bring a Georgia or an Musashi, they cannot bring it because that is just one of the balancing factors, because tier 9s and 10s are significantly perform significantly better than tier 8 ships. So tier 8 was a good cap that we all decided, at least for this battle, to try out. So on the same token, this other group right here is also a team that is valid right now. So we have a 6 New Mexico, we have an 8 Amalfi, we have a 7 Helena, tier 2 V25, and an Umakaze. This team and this team will fight each other. And I am readied up here. This is my solo warrior. So these are the types of teams and variations that you will be seeing in the RBMK Meltdown event. I can bring any ship I want so long as it's not a carrier, and a team can be made up of between 1 to 8 players, so 8 players max, of 25 points of however they want to distribute their points, with under the conditions of no duplicates and 1 battleship. All right. Let's go to the maps as well as the kind of the way that we're going to be playing this. So it's going to be a double elimination tournament. Yep. That we are basically going to be playing a best of 1. So whoever wins the game advances. Whoever loses the game goes to the losers bracket, and 2 losses lead you to being removed from the competition. There will be a prize pool of, I believe, 20,000 doubloons for the Meltdown prize. First place gets 50% of the pot, second place gets 30% of the pot, and third place gets 20% of the pot, distributed among the number of teammates. So your team, regardless, if you won, you have a team of 3, you got to split the 50% of 20k doubloons. So 10, you have to split that 10k doubloons between the 3 of you, or you split the 10k doubloons between the 5 of you, or you keep it all to yourself. The maps have been selected to be smaller to allow for the lower tiers of ships that we are expecting players to bring, as well as encouraging a quick and aggressive style of competitive and fun gameplay, as opposed to these long, drawn-out cat and mouse games that could end in a draw. So we've tailored the maps as well as the style of the games to that as well. Now, the solo warrior is going to be at a large disadvantage. No matter which way you cut it, it could be in a Shikishima, it could be in Ohio, it could be in a Shimakaze. A solo warrior is going to have a lot of trouble just in a 3-on-1 fight or a 5-on-1 fight. And there are ways to make everything balanced and to shake up so that there will be no surprises and you can make changes to your teams on the fly. So I'm going to explain the way that the ships are going to be selected. It's basically going to be a schoolyard style call out. So looking at it right here, you're going to have your 3 ready on this side with no ships, and these 5 ready on the other side with no ships selected. And there's going to be a coin toss, and whichever side wins the toss, the other side will pick their first ship, or first 2 ships equivalent. So they will say, okay, I'm going to ready up in a Bismarck, and they ready up in a Bismarck. Now, it's Bravo's turn to pick their ships. Now, to make it even, so that there's no unfair advantage, they're going to pick 2 ships because that's relatively equivalent to the amount, the percentage of the points that are going towards their team. So they're going to say, oh, you pick a Bismarck? Well, I'm going to pick a New Mexico and an Amalfi. Or realistically, they would pick 2 destroyers to try to counter that. So they'd say, oh, I'm going to ready up in a V and an Umikaze. And now, so this team is looking at this. Okay, they ready it up in 2 destroyers. I'm going to bring a radar cruiser. And then they bring a Chapayev, and then now this, so it goes to them, they pick the Chapayev, goes back to this team, now they're like, oh, now we need a battleship to counter that, so I'm going to pick a New Mexico, and because of the balance, they got to pick 1 more, and they're like, let's pick Helena. And then they're like, okay, well, they have a battleship now, and we already have a cruiser, let's get a destroyer. So they then pick the destroyer, and then the last person on their team ends up picking the Amalfi to be anti-destroyer. So it leaves a lot of flexibility and on-the-fly nature for compiling your team list. Now, if you have a team of guys that you are ready to, that you know each other's play style, that you know which way you want to play, and you're confident in all of your ship abilities, then you can pick whatever ships you want on the fly and be able to counteract any weird or any unforeseen things that are going to be done. And the way that the games are going to play are in that same nature. This is a Meltdown event. We don't want their... we're trying to, simultaneously stop the event, but it's a Meltdown, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be hectic, and we're trying to promote as much fun and creativity into the game as we can. Now, you may be wondering, okay, I'm a solo warrior, but I'm facing a team of 5. How is that going to happen? Well, because the solo warriors are going to have to face a team of 5, here are the rules for all solo warriors. All solo warrior involved games. All solo warrior games will be standard battle. The team is not allowed to win by capping. If the game ends because the team capped, that is an automatic loss to them. The solo warrior can win by capping. This is to promote as a win for the single player to be able to win by capping, and it prevents the team with numbers to just be able to sneak around and while they're engaging just to cap the game. We want to encourage engagements, and that's why we're operating it this way. The rest of the game, team versus team, we're going to be throwing in a domination style match. In fact, Solomon Islands is on our map list, and all of the maps will be selected via a random number generator. Each map has a number designation to them, and we are going to have the random number generator pick the map, so there is no preparation for the game prior to the event. We're going to run all the events, all the games at once, with a few feature games being streamed and commented on by myself and Walter, and we are looking forward to seeing everyone there. Any questions regarding the event, feel free to private message myself, Walter, or Gnawdog. We are the competitive core that is hosting and organizing the event, and we hope everyone has a fantastic time, and we will see you there on Saturday at 8 p.m. All right, take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye.